Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren, aka BooksMcD. I'm on a roll, so I figured just keep recording. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So yeah, same shirt, same hair, same problems. Bad lighting, husband cutting the grass, dogs doing whatever dogs do, but we're gonna get through it together because we're a team. Okay, this is the video of everything I bought at Barnes & Noble in the second quarter of the year. What's the second quarter? April, May, and June. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing great. So this is everything I bought in April, May, and June from Barnes & Noble. I don't think I bought books from anywhere else because I'm trying not to buy on Amazon. I did get stuff from the library. Maybe I'll do separate videos on things I got from the library. There's really no rhyme or reason to whether I get something from the library or the bookstore. It's just, do I feel like I have some extra cash? Do I feel like I don't have extra cash and I really need to stop buying things from Barnes & Noble? Is it a triple stamp weekend? You know, all these things factor into whether or not I'm going to buy something from the store in the moment that I'm there. This first book I got, I'm actually already reading. I started it a while ago, but I keep like picking up other stuff. Not anything against this book. I just have to finish other stuff for book clubs and whatever. So this is The Thursday Murder Club. It's about some people in an old folks home who are solving murders together. I think it's just like a hobby, but then it kind of seems like one's gonna fall right into their laps. They're really funny. The banter is kind of like, some of them are like dry, they don't really have a sense of humor. The other ones are like always sarcastic, and it's just like kind of like a team of elderly people solving murders or solving crimes together, and I'm like, what could be more fun than that? I got these for my dad as like a Christmas present. I think there's like a fourth one now even. I got my dad the first three, and then a couple of my work buddies read it and they were like, you should read it, so I just happened to snag it. It was buy one get one half off, so I grabbed this, and I grabbed Firekeeper's Daughter, which I've been wanting to read. I actually got it out from the library once before and realized I didn't have enough time to read that and other things for book clubs, so I returned it right away. But this I've been meaning to read. I actually have a book club that I run virtually, and I requested that we read this, so this one is due in 2 weeks. Did I start it yet? No. Am I gonna finish it? You betcha. So Firekeeper's Daughter sounds like it's about a young girl who is an unenrolled member of the Ojibwe tribe. She's the product of scandal in some way, and maybe that's why she's an unenrolled member. She doesn't seem to fit in anywhere, and that's kind of what the book talks about until she witnesses a murder. So it's kind of like, it's definitely a young adult story. In fact, it won an award, the Michael Prince Award for Excellence in Young Adult Literature, which is why one of the reasons why I was interested in reading it. Second reason, the cover. Third reason, the subject matter. But it kind of sounds like it deals with, you know, classic young adult literature, growing, coming of age tale, like not fitting in. There's an element of biracial, there's an element of tribe, and I thought that sounded like interesting subject matter. But then there's like a murder as well. The character witnesses a shocking murder that thrusts her into a criminal investigation, and she agrees to go undercover. So I'm also feeling like murder mystery vibes right now, so this kind of fits in. I didn't even intend to like read it when I was already feeling those vibes, but this is due in 2 weeks, so and it's kind of a thick boy, so I need to start on this one. But also this Warrior Girl Unearthed, I've seen this one at Barnes & Noble since I've been back a couple times, and that might make an appearance in a future video. Who's to say? Okay, the next three I bought during a triple stamp weekend, and I couldn't help myself. So the first thing, I forgot to remove the stickers. One day I'll get to it before I actually make the video. But the first thing is called If We Were Villains, and the only reason I snagged this is because I saw it a couple of times while I was at Barnes & Noble, and it has black edges. I'm so basic. Just give me a little bit of edge paint and I can't help myself. But yeah, it has black edges. That's pretty much it. Also, murder. Weird. But this is like Shakespearean. They're actors in like a college, but they're like Shakespearean actors. But I think the book quotes Shakespeare a lot, and there's a murder mystery involving the characters who are actors in Shakespeare-esque type stuff. So it's layered. I have read a couple reviews that are like, it quotes Shakespeare kind of a lot. Like, you know, it's not that big. Like, you know, there's a lot of Shakespeare in here. But I mean, that's kind of the point of the book. I guess it's just like murder mystery vibes right now. Oh yeah, because I've talked about 3 so far. I guess I was feeling these vibes way before I said, because I thought I was just getting them now, but I bought these 3 things in the second quarter, so who knows. But anyway, If We Were Villains, kind of interested. I like that it has black edges, and a lot of it is like written like scenes and such because they're actors and actresses on the stage. Okay, the next book I got is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I read the Broken Earth trilogy and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one the most. I liked the multiple points of view. It was like first person, second person, was there third person? I don't know. There were multiple points of view, especially the one in second person, because I feel like that's really hard to pull off. So I enjoyed Broken Earth. I think N.K. Jemisin is interesting as a writer, and I read through them fairly quickly. They were heavy though. They were heavy. So I just thought this would be interesting, and the premise is interesting. Every great city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths. Others are as new and destructive as children. New York, she's got 6. And all 6 will be called to arms in the greatest battle the city has ever fought. And there's also this thing on the back that says, bring this cover to life. And I haven't done that yet. I will keep you posted because I plan on getting the second one. I think this is a duology. There will be a second book, and it's already out in hardback, but like I can't with the 2 types, so I will wait for it to be in paperback. But you can kind of see there's like a tentacle coming out of the city there, and I'm very curious. Like, the city clearly has a personality in this one, and I'm interested to see what she does with that in terms of point of view, because she's been impressive with that before. So this just sounded really interesting. Obviously the cover jumped out at me too. I'll keep you posted. The next book I got on a triple stamp weekend is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I follow R.F. Kuang on TikTok, and I've never read anything she's written yet, although I have bought a couple of her things so far. I have Babel, I have this. I've heard about the Poppy War, but I'm not sure about it yet. The thing is I think what she says is interesting. She likes to play with different ideas in her writing, and this book deals a lot with cultural appropriation. So there's 2 girls. One writes this like epic story and she dies. And then this other girl who's her roommate takes the story. And I think like the girl who dies is Asian and the girl who takes the story is white. I think that's how it goes. But I think the whole thing is like a satire. It's a comedy. It's a dark comedy because somebody dies, but it's a joke because of cultural appropriation. Like, why would you do that and think you could get away with it? That's how I've understood the premise of this book. I thought it sounded really interesting. I really liked the cover too. I just thought it was just a nice, a good cover right there in your face like that. And just what she says about the way she writes and what she likes to write about sounds super interesting. I'm interested to read it. I mean, Time said it was razor sharp, right at the top, razor sharp. That's all I need. Okay, that was a stack of books I've gotten so far. There's 2 more, both nonfiction. I don't know, I was having a little nonfiction moment when I went to Barnes & Noble for the last time. So these 2 I got in one visit. The first is called Better Living Through Birding by Christian Cooper. So this is the gentleman who was just strolling along in Central Park, checking out some birds, and a lady was walking her dog, but it was unleashed, and he kindly asked her to put her dog on a leash because that's literally the law, because the dogs can scare other wildlife, and for a birder that would be a big deal, right? But then she like flipped on him and was like, I'm gonna call the cops on you, and I'm gonna say a black man is threatening me or whatever, and it got all exposure because he was filming her, and also she was like deranged. And so it's his story, but it's not really about that. It's about his life, and it's about birding, and it's about his interests in things. And I just thought, oh, what a cool thing to support. Apparently he's gonna get a show on National Geographic, like a birding show, and I'm like, oh, that is so, like, kudos. I'm so glad that he was able to like tell his story. I'm sure it comes up briefly in here, and he gets to continue to do what he loves, which is birding. And so I'm excited for that. Oh, also I bought it in June, which he is an openly gay man, and Pride Month. I don't know. I didn't even realize it at the time, but then I was like, oh, this would be a great one to read. Of course, it's already July. But I'm really interested in his story. I'm really interested in actually the birding show. So just keep this one in mind if you're curious about him and his story and birds, I guess. Why is it a thing, like, as you age, you're just interested in birds? Because I was like, oh, we should get one of those, like, bird feeders with a camera so we can see all the different types. Because sometimes I see them in the yard and I'm like, oh my God, a cardinal. Like, I've never seen a cardinal before. But it's really different when it's, like, right up against the window like that. Anywho. The last book I got, a little bit too much information. Yeah, okay, thank you. The last book I got is called Hey Hun. It's called Hey Hun, Sales, Sisterhood, Supremacy, and the Other Lies Behind Multi-Level Marketing. Here's the deal. we've all had that friend who's like, oh, the stack is too big for the camera. We've all had a friend who has like years after college IM'd us and been like, oh my God, hey, how are you? Oh my God, let's be best friends again. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. I can't wait to reconnect with this person. And then before you know it, you're in like a presentation for a timeshare or like an MLM or some pyramid scheme or leggings or makeup or Tupperware or God knows whatever anybody is selling anymore. And it's just suddenly they're like trying to suck you into this scheme. And it's just like, Thanks for faking me out and making me think that you want to still be friends. And it's actually just about MLMs. It's terrible. I hate it. I don't know how people don't have boundaries. It's just super bizarre. But I have personally experienced that. I hated it. I hated it so much. MLMs are so predatory in the way that they try to trick people into joining. They make you think you can make money, and you can't. That's the whole point. It makes the people above you money. Anyway, there's been documentaries on it. There's a lot of information out there on it. I wanted to just read this account of it because Emily Lynn Paulson was involved in an MLM and then got out, I think. And that is her, yes. Hey Hun is the eye-opening, funny, and dangerous personal story of author Emily Lynn Paulson rising to the top of the pyramid in the multi-level marketing world, only to recognize that its culture and business practice went beyond a trendy marketing scheme and into cult-like ideology and the heart of white supremacy in America. I mean, this is just right up my alley in terms of a nonfiction. Also the cover, am I right? Kind of good. Anywho, so that was my two nonfiction books that I got at Barnes & Noble in my last trip in the second quarter. That wasn't a triple stamp weekend. However much I do love those. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you've purchased from Barnes & Noble recently, or let me know what recommendations you have to add to my list. I appreciate you watching. Follow me on all the socials, at BooksMcD everywhere. I have a blog. I will catch you at the next video. That will be a review of everything I read in May and June. And actually, I might just do 2 separate videos because I actually read a decent amount. So see you in the next video. It won't be in this outfit. No promises. Thanks for watching.